Over the last 12 to 18 months, I'm pretty sure you've probably heard the word peplum being used quite a bit. Well, actually, peplum or peplos is of ancient Greek origin, and it simply means tunic. Now, modern day translation of that simply means a short overskirt usually attached to a dress, skirt, shirt, or a jacket. I, for one, have lots of peplums in my closet because I really, really like them. We'll get to that in just a second. Now, in the late 40s and 50s, peplums became extremely popular, again, especially with designers like Dior. They used the peplums to cinch the waist of many of the women that were trying to be just like Marilyn Monroe. You know, who didn't want to be like Marilyn back then? Well, I don't know. That's up for discussion. But anyway, just as history repeats itself, so do fashion trends. Think about it. Back in the 50s, the peplums became extremely popular, and then 30 years later, they became super popular in the 80s. I mean, some of them were quite hideous. But then fast forward even further, up until now, present day, and peplums are yet again extremely popular, and they're hitting just about every runway and definitely in the stores near you. Tip number one, if you're on the shorter side, then the peplum trend is probably not going to be your best friend, but a fashion forward way would be to pair it with a pair of trousers. And I say that because if you have the peplum attached to your shirt or jacket, it's going to look much better than you wearing a dress or a skirt, which is going to make you look stumpy and cut you in half even more. You have to keep in mind that the peplum trend itself, that extra material is about 6 to 8 inches depending on the designer, and it's really going to take that away from your overall height. So be very careful if you're on the shorter side. I always say go with a pair of pants or trousers to kind of pull that trend off. A great way to accentuate your legs and to elongate them brings me to tip number two. Pair your peplum with a pair of sky-high heels. I mean your platforms, the ones that are going to give you 5 to 6 inches plus or whatever. 4 inches are okay, but if you can do like a 5-inch heel, something with a platform so you're not like teeter-tottering all over the place and pulling people down, I suggest that you do that because that's going to make your legs look nice, long, and slender. Yeah, it's going to make you look a little skinnier. Okay, so now tip number 3. If you find a peplum that looks more like a doily, run in the opposite direction. If you don't know what that is, go ask your grandma or somebody's grandma or somebody that looks old enough to be your grandma. Doilies are those little lace crochet things that were like, they're like little circles. They look like little chargers, but they're made out of like material. And your grandma used to sit like plants on top of them. They'd sit like the Holy Bible on top of them. They'd sit like the hot pan. I mean, doilies were used for everything. I don't know why, but lots of older people had doilies all around. I mean, my grandma had. Anyway, if you find a peplum that looks like a doily, run in the opposite direction because that's not cute. Okay, tip number 4. You might want to invest in a peplum belt. Many designers have gotten really creative and came out with peplum belts. One in particular was BCBG. I love their version. I bought one, I guess it was last fall, so not quite a year ago. And I have worn it so many different times. What I love about the belts is that you can adjust them and you can make them higher or lower depending on your torso, because a lot of us, you know, have longer torsos and others have shorter torsos, so it's really great for that. But you can also make it an extension of your wardrobe. You can change the look of your dresses or your shirts or your jackets or add it with different belts. I mean, you can do so many different things with the peplum version of the belt. So look into that. And then there's also a blogger named Love Megan, I think. I'll try to find the information. She basically did a DIY project on a peplum belt, and she shows you how to make one from home. So if you don't want to go spend the money, you want to invest in a few simple supplies, then you might want to check her blog out. I'll try to find a link and post it below, but otherwise just Google Love Megan peplum belts and you should be able to find it. Tip number 5, if you're not like 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", it brings me back to the color. You definitely want to stick with one solid color because again, it cuts you in half. You have to be very, very careful about your height. Tons of celebrities are rocking this look right now, of course, because it's a huge trend. Not that you want to look like a celebrity or anything like that. If you do, that's fine too. But the thing is to know that these celebs have tons of stylists and like fashion power behind them. It kind of helps solidifies your look and kind of encourages you to try different things. So if you want to, just Google celeb or peplums and celebs, and it should be like a bunch of images. Just click images on Google and all these pictures should pop up and you'll see everybody from Jennifer Hudson to Beyonce to Jennifer Anniston, Victoria Beckham. I mean, you name it. If they're a diva in the celeb world and in fashion world, then they're rocking a peplum, I promise you. So other than that, all I can say is really try and experiment with it, and if you like the way you look, then go ahead and flaunt it. I'm just saying, it just really makes me feel like that much more like a woman. Kate Middleton, she is infamously known for wearing peplums, and she looks amazing, very, very prestige and royal. So if you want to rock it, let me know. Tell me how it turns out. Take a picture and upload it to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/House of Hut. And also Twitter is at House of Hut. That's our username. And then Instagram is Tony Duclottni, all smashed together. I'll put all that down in the description box below. Alright, so that's it. I hope you guys learned a few things, and in the meantime, take a look at these images of some of the peplum pieces that I have in my own closet. Now this is a peplum jacket. I love this. I used to wear this to work all the time. It just has a great fit. It's a crop sleeves. No, it's not too little. It's just crops. My boobs are kind of big, but I've had this jacket for a while, and I love the way it fits. Now, check out the peplum belt. Here's the peplum belt itself. This is all it is. And it basically snaps in the back, and it has two little adjustments, so you can make it a little bit tighter or spread it out a little bit. This is one of my favorite dresses, and I'll tell you why. Unlike most peplums that cut you in half, the lines on this dress go up and down, so it creates an illusion to the eye that doesn't necessarily cut you in half like most peplum styles. Now this one is a solid color, which I do recommend for shorter people, so if you are on the short side, maybe this dress will work for you, but I'd still recommend you stick with the trousers. Last but not least, this is one of my favorites. This is a peplum top, and as you can see, there's a flare around the waist. It just gives a little different extenuation to your body type. Now, if you're on the shorter side, this is what I was talking about. You use a peplum jacket or a peplum top and pair it with a pair of trousers. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.
I'm a dork.